It's been a year of ups and downs for Monster Hunter Wilds. The game broke numerous launch and concurrent player records within days of release, and yet ended up leaving Monster Hunter series veterans wanting for more. Many felt the game was too easy, and was missing core features that were present in previous Monster Hunter titles. Just like with most other Monster Hunter games released in the last decade though, the team at Capcom have been hard at work providing regular free updates for the game throughout 2025 to increase the monster roster, improve the endgame grind, and provide some real challenges for the experienced hunters out there. Here is everything that's been added to Monster Hunter Wilds since launch. There were hundreds of different bug fixes, weapon adjustments, and monster tweaks made since the game released on February 28, 2025, so we won't be able to detail all of those individual changes in this video. But just know that if you played at launch, there's a good chance your weapon plays a little bit differently now to how it did back then. PC performance is also still an issue for many players on that platform, and Capcom has committed to addressing this with patches releasing in early 2026. Title Update 1 launched on April 4th, and this update saw the return of a classic monster, Mizutsune. This Leviathan uses its signature bubble and tail slam attacks, giving hunters a slippery combat challenge that rewards them with unique gear. Also added was a way to fight and refight a high-rank version of Sergios, the final monster from the main story of Monster Hunter Wilds, who before this update was impossible to refight. Alongside this refight came brand new weapons and armor based on Sergios for players to craft, that took the top spot as some of the most powerful equipment in the game. Almost as important as the new hunts was the new social space. The Grand Hub provides a more unified and exciting communal space for players to gather, socialize, and prepare for a hunt together. You can do everything at the Grand Hub that you would do at a normal base camp, but you can also use this space to eat special meals from every location in the game, as well as partake in social activities like arm wrestling and barrel bowling. You can also enjoy occasional concerts here from The Diva, who will sing new songs and reprised classics from the Monster Hunter soundtrack. Additional features were added such as arena quests, new pop-up camp gear options, poses, cosmetics for Alma, and more. Title Update 1 kicked off the free content roadmap, which rolled out throughout the following weeks. On April 23rd through till May 7th, the first Festival of Accord took place, a regular seasonal event that transforms the Grand Hub with bespoke music and decorations, while offering players themed armor to craft by completing event quests. This first festival was titled Blossom Dance, a celebration of spring that heavily featured cherry blossoms. Seasonal events in previous Monster Hunter titles would cycle back around each year, sort of like Animal Crossing seasonal events, so we expect to see these festivals again at roughly the same time each year. On the same day, a limited time event quest was released that allowed you to face the first Arch-Tempered monster in Wilds, Arch-Tempered Raydao. This is an especially difficult fight, giving the Apex monster new moves, more health, and more damaging attacks. Players who defeat Arch-Tempered Raydao can make a Gamma set of Raydao armor, which offers unique skills and some of the best defense in the game. While this hunt was launched for a limited time in April, all Arch-Tempered event quests have since been made permanently available to play. On the 28th of May, a Street Fighter VI collaboration event was released, which gives hunters the opportunity to fight as Akuma. Many of Akuma's signature moves are available for use in regular gameplay, making his moveset a de facto 15th weapon type for Wilds. Street Fighter themed cosmetics were also released as part of the collaboration. Releasing on June 30th, Title Update 2 brought back two fan-favourite monsters from the series. Lagiacrus, the flagship monster of Monster Hunter Tri, joins the roster, and while most of the battle against it takes place on land, hunters are also treated to a bespoke underwater gameplay segment when fighting Lagiacrus that is reminiscent of fighting underwater in older Monster Hunter games. Sergios, the flagship monster from Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, also arrives with this update, providing a tough-as-nails challenge for seasoned hunters, thanks to its high damage, razor-sharp attacks. Both monsters offer new armor sets and weapons to create that each provide unique weapon and armor skills too. Many new cosmetic options were released at this time, including a new system for layered weapons, allowing hunters to make any of their weapons look like any other weapon. You can now also choose to have Eric be your quest handler instead of Alma. Updates to photo mode and a new support hunter were also added. July 23rd saw the second Festival of Accord come to the Grand Hub. This was a fiery summer celebration titled Flame Fate, available for 2 weeks. Unique cosmetics were available to craft, and as with all other festivals of Accord, many limited time event quests were made available again to play, giving hunters a chance to unlock unique rewards from event quests that they might have missed in previous weeks. July 30th saw the second Arch-Tempered event quest be released, this time for Arch-Tempered Uth Duna, who was given the same treatment as Ray Dao, with new moves, more health, and special gamma equipment rewards made available to hunters looking for an extra challenge. Lastly, a special Fender guitar gesture was rewarded through an event quest between August 27th and September 24th. On August 13th, Capcom moved up a planned endgame balance patch aimed at giving die-hard hunters more challenging content to play. 8-star hunts were the previous maximum difficulty hunts available, but this update added the first 9-star quests to the game for the late game and title update monsters, with more monsters added to the 9-star roster since. These 9-star quests were the most difficult version of the toughest fights in the game to date, and they provide new rewards in the form of talismans with randomized skills and decoration slots to help improve late game builds. Unlike previous collaborations in Wilds, which were smaller in scope, the Final Fantasy XIV collaboration with Wilds was the main focus of Title Update 3, presenting a brand new type of hunt with the Omega Planetus encounter and special equipment that offers Final Fantasy XIV themed abilities and cosmetics for players to enjoy. Omega is a character and raid boss encounter from Final Fantasy XIV, and the team at Capcom brought forward many of those raid-like mechanics to the fight in Wilds, including unique Final Fantasy UI, a damage check, and party wipe mechanic. Players are encouraged to assemble a diverse team of hunters to fulfill unique roles, such as a tank, damage dealer, or support. This fight also brought the difficulty, with an optional Savage Omega fight made available after defeating Omega for the first time. Hunters are rewarded with multiple armor sets to craft, and special versions of the Sword and Shield and Insect Glaive, which each benefit from a unique weapon skill tailored to supporting teammates while fighting. Players can also embody jobs from FF14, specifically the Pictomancer and Dark Knight jobs. By using the soul of the Pictomancer item, hunters can cast Pictomancy spells at will. Hunters who wield the Shadowbringer Greatsword while wearing the Bale armor set can also use an exclusive action called the Blackest Night, allowing hunters to embody the role of a Dark Knight. Many more cosmetic crossover items were released at this time too. After defeating Omega once, you could dress your Sacred to look like a Chocobo, dress your Palico to look like a Malboro, equip a small Omega robot as an insect for your Insect Glaives, have a Cactuar follow your Sacred wherever you go, equip various themed gestures, and more. On October 22nd, Arch-Tempered New Udra made its debut, once again challenging players with explosive new moves and a tougher fight in exchange for rewarding Gamma-level equipment. On the same day in October, the next Festival of Accord arrived. Named Dream Spell, this was a spooky, Halloween-themed event, offering mystical armor sets and goofy cosmetics to players. This was active until November 12th. "2025's final title update arrived on December 16, and it brought with it a climactic cinematic encounter for the game's first Elder Dragon, Gogmazios. Rivaling Xochitl in size and touting its very own arena, Gogmazios is maybe the most unique fight available in Wilds to date, featuring new anti-Wyvern slinger ammo, devastating anti-Wyvern cannon that requires manual charging, and a new 4-player plus 4 support hunter matchup. Hunters are encouraged to use multiple weapon elements during this fight, and make use of the support hunter's defenses during devastating team wipe attacks. Defeating Gogmazios, of course, allows players to craft new armor, but weapons are a different story. Expanding on the Artian weapons system from the base game, players can now craft Gogma Artian weapons with components earned during Gogmazios hunts. These weapons take your bespoke Artian weapons and supercharge them with randomized weapon and armor skills. Bonuses can become stronger EX variations, and you can also re-roll the bonuses and skills associated with your Gogma Artian weapon without destroying it, meaning players have a reliable way to farm for God roll gear. A new Transcendence process was also introduced in this update, allowing hunters to spend materials to increase the level cap on lower level, high rank gear, meaning many armor sets that weren't viable for endgame builds have now become legitimate options. New 9-star triple monster gauntlets were added in this update too, alongside new support hunters, free cosmetic items, and new event quests to tackle as well. On December 19th, 2025's final Festival of Accord started, named Lumenhim. This was a bedazzled and bright New Year's style celebration, featuring fireworks, bright lights, and regal armor to earn in event quests. This festival lasted nearly a month and concluded on January 14th. On Christmas Eve, Arch-Tempered Jin Dahad was made available to hunt, receiving the customary damage and moveset buff alongside offering new Gamma versions of its armor set. When Title Update 4 was revealed, it was also announced that it would be the final major content update that adds new monsters to the game for free. However, there are still a few things being added to the game in the early months of 2026. On February the 18th, players can look forward to the final Arch-Tempered monster being added to the game, that being Arch-Tempered Arkveld. Collaboration items for Monster Hunter Stories 3 will also be added to the game then, ahead of the release of Stories 3 in March. A new greatsword and pendant will also be added. These are fan-made designs that won the fan-voted design contest earlier in 2025. The developers have committed to making several PC-targeted performance patches in January and February of 2026. The patch in January is touted as being the most impactful for PC players, with the February patch potentially addressing further issues as needed. These patches are in direct response to player feedback for the PC version's poor performance since launch. That's all that has been announced for Wilds so far, but as sure as the sun rises and sets, so too does a Monster Hunter title always receive its gigantic Master Rank DLC, like Monster Hunter World's Iceborne and Monster Hunter Rise's Sunbreak. These updates usually arrive within 18 to 24 months of the game's initial release, so we expect that we'll be hearing more about Wild's upcoming DLC sometime in 2026. That's just about everything that's been added to Monster Hunter Wilds since release, although there was so much added during this time that we did have to leave some of the finer details behind. So if there's something crucial we missed, be sure to mention it in the comments. For more on Monster Hunter Wilds, check out our comprehensive guides or our initial review. And for all other things Monster Hunter and gaming, stick with IGN.